Welcome to Conversations with My 8-Year-Old Me. I'm the author, E Laine. Today we have 4 of the conversations out of the 8 with us. We are going to read Volume 3, Being Me, Not My Very Oldest Sister. So if you have your copy, go get your copy and read along. If you don't have yours yet, that's okay. You can get yours later. You can still follow along today. Okay, let's get started. Being Me, Not My Very Oldest Sister, from Conversations with My 8-Year-Old Me by E Laine. Dear reader, Conversations with My 8-Year-Old Me are written as the adult me having a conversation with the 8-year-old me. You can pretend to be both characters in the story, or you could take turns reading back and forth with a friend or family member. You could read along with the author, that's me, to see how I read both parts by watching my YouTube channel at E Laine's Music. That's what we're doing. Look for Conversations with My 8-Year-Old Me, being me, not my very oldest sister. We'll talk more at the end of this video about being yourself, and I'll show you my musical instruments. Dream big. P.S. If you want to help me thank my editor, Shania Harrell, for graciously giving of her time and skills, you can check out her books at gearandpinstories.com or on Goodreads. Then we have our list of 8 conversations with my 8-year-old me, and title page, Conversations with My 8-Year-Old Me, volume number 3, Being Me, Not My Very Oldest Sister, 2025, written by E Laine. Photos by Everett Fruitman and E Laine. The cover photo descriptions is me holding a piccolo and a mic, and I'm somewhere around 2 to 4 years. The mic is hanging there, and I'm holding the piccolo correctly. And me as high school drum major, my senior year. And you'll have to look at the book. I don't think it's going to show up very well. There you can see it, I guess. So there's 3 pictures of me being, so that's when you direct the band. And me knitting. I got into knitting a little bit around 10 years old, I want to say. Okay. We have our character breakdown page as usual. As you can see that very well. There you go. So there's 8-year-old me. And she's right there. She's going to sit there as we can see. So that is really a picture of me, and we refer to her as Baby Girl in this book, and it's me thinking back to my childhood. And in the storybooks, anything that Baby Girl says is in quoted text. And then the adult me is referred to as Jill. That's me now, and also the narrator. All right, so if you have your water, get your water so we can start reading. Okay, Baby Girl, starting this one. Did I grow up to be just like my very oldest sister? She's so gorgeous with thick, dark, feathered hair and cute face. Everybody likes her. She's so fun, outgoing, and super duper good at piano. I looked enough like her that when I played the piano with her at her churches, people would start conversations with me thinking I was her. Yippee! I love looking like my very oldest sister. She's super pretty. Oh, and I've become good enough at piano to play with her and not just sing while she plays. Well, I did eventually get pretty good at piano, singing, and a few other instruments. Never as good at sight reading music as her, but I'm okay with that now. You don't want to be as good as her? Of course I would have loved sight reading music so well, but I finally realized that I didn't need to play the piano the same way she did. Because you played even better than her? No, I didn't need to compete. I never play in competitions. I hate those. Me too. By high school, I had already tried for so long to be her that I made my decisions based upon what she had done, which classes she had taken. Fun! No, why not? She was fun and pretty and popular. It appeared that way, but I asked her years later, and she told me, well known, not popular. She wasn't? No, but popular, not going, or not doesn't matter, because I wasn't her. I was shy, quiet, skinny, and awkward. You were? Yes, High school wasn't fun. It didn't make me more fun, and it didn't prepare me for my path in life. I felt miserable. Why? For one thing, high school is tough, but also because I couldn't live up to trying to be someone else and not myself. I thought that the best me would be to be her. It's not? No, baby girl, it's not. Being her or anyone else is not a better me. I needed to figure out how to be me and what that looked like. Oh. Disappointed but earnestly trying to understand, she gently pops into her beanbag chair. Okay. I preferred singing, but instead I tried living up to the expectations of everyone thinking that I could play the piano as well as her, and I truly wanted to do that too. Didn't you do both? Probably, but I focused on trying to be her. I hadn't made goals for my dreams or even remembered my own dreams, which led to feeling lost in life right after high school. I had no solid plans for college, marriage, or a career. Well, I know my dreams. Nice, what do you remember? In first grade, I thought the teacher was the bestest, and I wanted to become a first grade teacher like her. And I want to marry a guy that will be a teacher too. That way, we can be at home after school with our kids. Do I become a first grade teacher? No. Why not? Well, for a few reasons. For one, I saw that teacher years later at a school that our younger sister and brother attended, and I wanted to tell her what you just told me. Did you get too scared? No, the teacher remembered our oldest sister, probably because she had played the piano for choir at such a young age, and it was a small school. The teacher got excited and started talking to her instead. See, that's why I want to be like her. Yeah, well, I had in my head that the teacher thought I was as special as I thought she was. I thought she would talk to me too, but she never did. I felt too shy and disappointed to chase after her to tell her. She should have talked to you too. She probably didn't recognize me because I had gotten older. She recognized our very oldest sister. That's because she looked pretty much the same going from preteen to older. The teacher hadn't seen me since before your age, so I must have changed too much for her to recognize me. Bummer. Do you think you would have become a first grade teacher if she would have talked to you? I'm not sure. Another reason I didn't become a first grade teacher was because a different teacher made college sound scary by talking about term papers, so I didn't want to go to college anymore. You can't teach without a college degree. I don't know what a term paper is, but that does sound scary. They kind of are. How do you know? I thought you didn't go to college. I did eventually attend and receive a degree in music ministry. What's that? I can lead music for churches and things like that. Neato! If you had to do the scary term papers in college, then why didn't you become a first grade teacher? When I attended college, society tried fixing some negative classroom situations, but instead made it more difficult on teachers. So I no longer had a desire to work in a classroom. Oh, so you're not a teacher. Bummer. Not first grade, but I have taught private piano, flute, clarinet, few voice lessons, and later harp lessons for over 25 years. Wowee! I played the flute since I was 5, and I finally started piano when I was 7. Nice. When did you learn clarinet and harp? I learned the harp as an adult. In high school, the band had too many flute players and not enough clarinet players, so I switched. Ooh, just like our very oldest sister switched from flute to bassoon. Yep, that's mostly why I did it. Did you direct the band like she did too? Yep, I enjoyed doing that and assisting the band director like she had done. However, I wish I had tried out for more singing groups instead of trying to play the piano for the choirs like her. I almost did. I sing too. I sang a solo for church when I was 5. Sweet. Unfortunately, I didn't try out because I asked her if she had tried out for the one special singing group, and because she hadn't, I didn't. That would have been fun too. Yep, I still sing though. I even sing while I play the piano or the harp. Oh, that sounds pretty. I always want to be pretty. Well, I do have really long hair down past my behind, not thick, but a nice medium. Oh, that sounds beautiful, just like a fairy or an angel. Thank you. What else do you hope to become? A ballet dancer. I wanted to dance since I was 2. I did get a teaching certificate in ballroom dancing. Yippee! That's so very romantic. Do you wear big ballroomy dresses? Sometimes. That's so pretty too. Yes, I eventually started finding my own pretty instead of trying to find my sister's. Any other jobs you wanted to grow up to do? When I was 4 or 5, I wanted to be a pastor's wife, like the really nice pastor's wife at the little white church that we had to drive really far to. She must have been very kind. She was, and the pastor was very nice to me too. Good. Well, that's not really a job that I can choose. I know you have to be married, and he has to be a pastor. So, did you get married? Yes. Is he a pastor? No, and we're not married anymore. Oh, that's awful. You should have married a pastor, and then you'd still be married. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Any other dreams? I can't remember. I just always wanted to be super pretty and get married. Do you remember any dreams from when I get older? Around 6th grade, I started writing poetry. I wanted to write some specific children's books. I'll tell you about those on a different day. Now I write songs. I started writing one of them in high school. When I was 5 or 6 or 7, I get mixed up. I wrote a song in the green notebook and put it in the piano bench. It was called God is Love. Wow, I wish I still had that song. You would still want it? Yes. Would you sing and play it on the piano? Of course. Wowzers. Hey, didn't you always want your own dog? Oh, yes, so it could play with me and I could tell things and teach it to be good. Well, I do have my own dog. She's sweet, knows some tricks, and she's a pretty good girl. Yippee skippy. Does our very oldest sister have her own dog? No, she doesn't like having dogs, but that's fine because that's how she is. I finally started living my own dreams. Well, that's good, I guess. Yes, but I didn't start making goals for those dreams until later in life. That's okay, isn't it? It's supposedly never too late. However, I still have to make sure that I can pay my own bills. Can't you do both? Yes, but sometimes I need help. It's taken so long that important and some not so important people have given up on me and lost some respect for me. Why? Some of it has to do with them getting tired of helping me out, which I get. Oh. Part of the problem is that some of the important people were taught to suck it up first, then chase dreams, which I did too, but my life has looked very different than other people's lives. I haven't balanced things the same way as them, or they just don't remember those times. Oh, also, I didn't jump all the way into my dreams, partly because I didn't know what they were. So I didn't become skilled at working towards my dreams until later in life. And I don't want to need to have people help me out. So it is too late. No, it's just not easy. I finally started being me, living my life and my dreams. What dreams? You said you weren't married. Not dreams reliant on others, but personal goals that I can accomplish using my gifts and talents. Like what? Well, I told you some of them. I teach private music lessons and write songs, but I also perform and write short stories. Most recently, I started my own journaling thing that uses the songs and stories that I write and the instruments that I play. I perform all of that for something called It's Time. What's that? It helps people that have gone through bad stuff to write it out. Oh, did you go through bad stuff? I did. Are you okay? Yes, I'm healing, and we'll talk about it on a different day. Okay, I'm sorry you went through bad stuff. Thank you, baby girl. I'm trying to use it to help other people. That's good. Yes. Do you still wish that I had become our very oldest sister? No, I was a little sad, but I'm glad you're helping people now. Thanks, baby girl. Me too. All right, the end. And if you remember on the back of the book, there you almost can see it. The reflection on all of them of the adult me and the 8 me. There it is. Okay, and now we are going to go talk about being yourself. And I'll show you my musical instrument. Okay, we had fun reading Being Me, Not My Very Oldest Sister. Again, tell me which part you read. Were you baby girl? Were you Jell? Or did you read both parts? Or did you get someone to read along with you? Or did you change the names? Did you need to call them Joe and Buddy or something? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, so if you look at the picture, I'm holding a piccolo. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm holding a piccolo. So I'm going to start with showing you a piccolo. And I think I'm only about 4 years old there because by the time I was 5, my dad was giving me lessons on the flute, but I couldn't really hold the flute, so I would hold a piccolo because a piccolo is a small flute. I'm going to put this book right. Okay, so here is a piccolo. And it's got a really high sound. And if you ever see someone putting their hands like this to say they're holding a flute, that's how you eat corn on the cob. That's not how you hold a flute or a piccolo. So if you take the hand closest to your side, right, and you can touch your ear, pull your ear, and then you take your other hand, which is your right hand, and come to the end so that your thumb and pinky are touching. That's how you show someone you're holding a flute or a piccolo when you pretend. Okay? So, flute, piccolo, holding corn on the cob. It's not corn on the cob. Okay? So turn that hand around so you can wave, right? And that hand waves at your ear. Okay? So that's a piccolo. And if you look over there, you can see my flute sitting down, the long one, the silver one. And here's a penny whistle, which is another type of flute. Okay. And then if you're really into their names, that's the bigger group called woodwinds. So the flutes and piccolos all fall under that. And the clarinet, that one standing up tall, that is the clarinet, and that's also a woodwind. He's got a lot of pieces to take apart when you put him back in the case. Remember, he was in the green case. So if you take him apart, so every time I left a band, I was late to the next class because there were so many pieces to take apart. And I wasn't really fast at taking it apart because you have to clean it out every time, right? And then you can still see, so in the corner there's a violin, but I passed the class. My sister is more a violin player and my son played the viola. And so it's actually one of those in the corner is a viola strung as a violin. So I didn't pull it out because I can play a teeny tiny bit on the violin. And then the harp, you can see my red pretty harp. And then what I do have for up close right here is this guy. He's pretty cool looking, right? So I was hoping he'd be more like from long ancient type ones, but the strings wouldn't be colored, which you can't really see here. Oh, you can kind of see. So some of the strings are just white, some of them are red, some of them are blue, but that's so you know which one it's that is. because they have letter names. So some people use do, re, mi, and then some people use the letters. So it's A, B, C, D, F, G. And that's all there is in the musical letter alphabet. There's only A, B, C, D, F, G. So on the blue strings, those are your F's, and the red strings are C's, and the white the white strings are the letters in between. It goes alphabetical. And then again, you can see just a corner of my keyboard, and I have a piano, but that's in another room, so I didn't want to drag all the camera and everything, and I can't drag the piano in here, but I think most of you know what a piano is. So this, his name, so I believe you pronounce it Knor. I thought it was pronounced Quinoir. From what I'm understanding, it's not the end of the world how you pronounce it and how you play it, because different people play it different ways too. When I looked it up, and there's not really one I could find that could teach me. But I did have someone give me a lesson on the harp. And I teach harp, and I teach piano, and I teach flute, and I teach clarinet. And I sing, but I don't have an instrument to show you that, right? So that's what makes me me, right? Because it's so important to just be you. You don't need to be anybody else. Just be you. It's really important. All right.